What's going on? What's going on, everybody? This is Coach D coming at you. All right, listen. All right. You know what we do? 5:30 p.m. Eastern, we come. We ask questions if you got them. Anything you got going on with your business. But today, one of the things I'm going to talk about is, the top three things network marketers can actually learn from the 2020 presidential campaign. We have the presidential debates going on. Right now they have the debate and everything like that. It's election season, right? We get it. Now, this, I'm gonna tell you right now, this video is not, like trying to support any one candidate over the other. What I wanted to do is really kind of dive into some things that I've noticed, during this presidential campaign, things that we as network marketers, and other business owners as well, what we can actually learn. All right, let's talk about that, right? Because I'm seeing some real serious things, that can really shed some light on what we're doing as as network marketers, and kind of really bring home some points that maybe you guys didn't even think of. A lot of times, we hear about, oh, you should do this in your marketing, you should do that, and sometimes it falls on deaf ears. It's like you don't believe it until, you see it or you start seeing results or something like that. So we're going to talk about this presidential campaign and what similarities I'm seeing and what we can actually learn, from it as network marketers. So let's dive into that. And of course, as you guys tune in, definitely put your comments down below. Let me know that you're here. All right. So let's talk about the first one. All right. Now, the first thing is, and we're going to talk about like the marketing strategy that Joe Biden is using for his presidential campaign, for this election right here, right? I'm just going to talk about his side on this, right? Now, one of the things Joe Biden did, right? I don't know if y'all saw this, but one of the things he did is he put up a YouTube ad, right? He put up a YouTube ad, basically talking about how, it's like a real short ad, showing how he had to catch the bus, when his kid was sick, had gotten a car accident or whatever. And he put that up for a reason though. What he was doing was trying to really attack the pain points of the Americans. Think about it. Because right now, we're going through, situations. We're going through a pandemic, right? With the health crisis, because of everything, right? So what he did was he went and put up a YouTube ad, like 15 seconds. And he is going hard on healthcare. That's one of the points that he's trying to drive home, that he's, all about keeping the Affordable Care Act, intact and all of that stuff, right? He's supporting that, is my point, right? And it's not about, whether you agree with him or not. It's about pay attention to what he's doing, right? Now, if you're on YouTube, right, and you happen to come across this YouTube ad, and let me show you what I'm talking about. What's going on, Vixx? What's going on from Florida? What's up? Check this out. Let me show you what I'm talking about. If you happen to come across this ad right here, right? This is his a YouTube video he did an ad on, right? So if you happen to come across this video, okay, check this out. You happen to come across this video, and what he's doing is he's showing his kid in the hospital. It's like a tearjerker, right? Because right now everybody is sensitive to the healthcare situation. Why? Because of the pandemic. So he put up a YouTube video showing that, if he didn't have healthcare coverage, that, things wouldn't have turned out, as good for him as they did, as far as, he needed the healthcare coverage to be able to take care of his kid when the accident happened, and I believe it was from what I read on the article, it was in December of 72, his wife, daughter, and his two sons were in a car accident, and his son was in critical condition. Right. He survived, but he was in critical condition. So what he's doing is playing off of that. Right. He's playing off of that because it's hitting the pain points of his audience. Right now, how many times as network marketers, right, we've been told that, we're supposed to hit the pain points, talk about the pain points, like we hear it so much, but do you really realize how important it is and how to do it? Check it out. If like this happened in 72, right? In 1972, it happened according to the article that I read, right? But why is he bringing it up now? Why is he bringing it up now? Because right now in our country, you know, a lot of people that you may have had family members who have been impacted or, you know, God forbid, deceased, you know, with the pandemic that we have going on. You may have had, you know, things going on with that, right? You know, we, in some way, we've all been impacted. Let's just be real, right? Whether it's a personal, you know, family member or what. So, yeah, I mean, we walking around with masks on, you know what I'm saying? We, you know, people, you know, dropping left and right type situation. So it makes sense for him to play that ad now, right? Because we hurting. You feel what I'm saying? We hurting in the health section, right? As it relates to our country, we hurting right now. We like, yo, we want healthcare for everybody. Like, we don't want to lose people. We don't want to lose any more people, right? So what he did was he put that ad showing what happened, you know, some years back to really hit the pain points of his audience. Who's his audience? The American voters are you know, are the audience. We are the audience. So he wanted to really hit, you know, like really, you know, cause the tearjerkers, like, oh, you know, type situation. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, yo, what can we learn from that? Like, check it out. What can we learn from this situation? Right? What he did on his ad, or what his, you know, his team is doing. What we can learn is that, you know, one thing, you sell the solution by driving home the pain point so that it can evoke an emotion from your audience, right? Not just like we'll be out there like thinking that the pain point is that, oh, everybody wants to make money online, right? It's always something deeper. Like, the more that you can, what we can learn from this is the more that you can really drive that pain home and make it feel like it's here. You know, make that pain feel like, oh, it's boom in their face, right? You know what I'm saying? Then that's when your audience, right, your target audience will actually start really resonating with what you're talking about. I mean, look, you know, I mean, he put it up in February, but he got like 130,000 views on that. You know, and anyone who has been hit by, you know, this pandemic or anything, you know, whether it be personally or extended family or friends, you know, and I know tons of people who personally who have been hit, you know, by it, you know, then you're going to resonate with this, right? You're going to feel that pain, but like, you know what? We do need stronger healthcare, man. You know what, Biden? Yo, yes. You know, you know, we like you because you all for the healthcare. Now, I'm just saying, hypothetically speaking, I'm not saying that I like him or that I dislike him, you know, because it's neither here nor there. But my point is, listen to the point, right? That these are the same things that we need to be doing as network marketers, because it's marketing. You better believe it's marketing, baby. You better believe it's marketing, right? This is marketing, like at its, like, you know, core. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, well, what else can we learn from this? We can learn that video sells. Like, look at the video right here. You know what I'm saying? Like, you got the little boy, you know, you got the kids in the hospital. You know what I'm saying? You know, this is a tearjerker right here with what's going on. This is a tearjerker. Then you seeing him, you know, having to catch the, I guess I was the bus to go, you know, to the hospital, right? And you see the children, you know what I'm saying, that they were happy right there and everything, and the family. Like, come on. Video sells that. Like, if he would have wrote an article and just said, hey, the reason why I care about healthcare is because, you know, these things happened to my family back in 72, and I really needed health insurance. You know, I'm glad I did have healthcare, you know, to help me through that. If he'd just wrote an article, like, you know, some people would have felt it, you know what I'm saying? But when you showing the whole, you know, the family, the kids, you showing the hospital, you showing the fact, you know, that you on a bus, you know, we just like, you know, the audience, you know what I'm saying? It's like that. So we can learn that video sells, right? And what else can we learn from this? What else can we learn from this particular point right here? Because I told you I'm going to tell you 3, right? We also can learn that you go where you can grab those viewers' attention. So it's like, okay, he already knows that video sells, right? So then where is there a better place to be than like the #1 video platform, YouTube? So what does that mean for you as a network marketer? You know what I mean? Because when you start making this connection, then you can start seeing if, you know, if you're on the right path or on, you know, a good path, right? Because there's more than one path. But if you're on a good path, right? Check it. What does that mean for you? That means that if you're in a comfort zone, that all you're doing is organic traffic, and, you know, you're not thinking about learning to do video, or you're not thinking about learning YouTube ads, right? For example, if you're not thinking about learning these things, you know, then you're going to stay stagnant, right? This is something that we can literally, you know what I'm saying, learn from this. And check this out. I ain't even gonna lie. I actually started learning YouTube paid ads. You know, I did a little training on it a while back or whatnot, but I literally started like actively, like, boom, I'm geeking out of this stuff. You know what I'm saying? In like the last, like, I'll say like the last week, you know what I'm saying? I said, yo, you know, I got the training. I'm just gonna go, I'm gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna do it, like, for real, you know, because, you know, it's like, and I mean, look at it. You know, this is like confirmation, if you will. You ever thought about something like, yeah, you know, I think I should do that. And then you see something, you know, or something happens and it's like confirmation, like, yo, yeah, you're on the right track, shawty. You're on the right track. You know what I mean? So that's another thing that we can learn from that. So, you know, don't just stay stuck in your comfort zone with organic traffic. You know what I'm saying? Because either you don't want to pay for traffic or whatever, or you just don't know how to do it. You know, I'm just saying, you better learn, you know, from this. So it's time to get real, you know, get comfortable with video and comfortable learning how to do some ads, and specifically some YouTube paid ads. I done told y'all something right there. All right. So now let me come back to y'all. Let me come back to y'all and put down in the comments. Let me know where y'all tuning in from. All right, now what else can we learn? All right, what else? What's the other thing? What's the second thing? The next thing was that Biden actually, with his campaign, his campaign team or whatever, management team, whatever you call it, right? They started doing Facebook paid ads, right? And what they did is they realized that they targeted their audience first, you know, and they realized that more than 82% of their audience, and this is according to an article I read, more than 82% of their audience is age 45 and above, right? So they started doing Facebook ads heavily. They spent over $1 million, right, on Facebook for this campaign, on Facebook, right? Why? Think about this for a minute. Because if you know that your audience is, you know, 45, you know, to 60 or whatever, right? You know, you got some age range, you know who you're looking for, right? Then now you're going to go to the platform that allows you to drill in that targeting, right? Even down to the age groups. And I ain't gonna lie, it's difficult to drill down your target audience that far just with organic traffic, okay? So he started investing into the Facebook, you know, into Facebook ads, spent over $1 million in Facebook ads. Now, what can we learn from that? Okay, because it's all about learning as network marketers. What can we learn from what he's done? For one, you can learn that you really need to be serious about targeting your audience. Now, whether you call it your ideal audience, your target audience, I don't care what term you use, but you understand what I'm saying, right? When you start really drilling down your target audience, so that you put your marketing dollars, right, in being in front of those people. That's what we can learn from this. Target your audience, right, and start putting your marketing dollars into being in front of your target audience. Because far too many times as network marketers, we be so worried about you know, excluding people, like, oh my gosh, no, I don't want to target that much because my product can help everyone, right? You know, and then we wind up not helping no one because you're trying to target everybody, right? So we can literally learn from this, like, yo, so when your coaches are telling you to drill down to your target audience and you're up there bucking like, well, my product helps everybody. I want to help them and I want to help them, right? Like, you can see this in action with this presidential campaign. You can see this in action. You know, this is not guesswork. And you think, like, check this out. You think that, you know, that Biden or any of the presidents, right? You think that they're going to throw their money, their advertising dollars at some haphazard, you know, hope and a pray type situation. No, they paid people, right, to really get to these strategies. And these are the same things that we need to be doing as network marketers as well. All right. So now, so what do you do? Right. So what can you do now? That means, one, if you feel like your message is falling on deaf ears, you know what I'm saying? Like, some people like, man, I be putting up a post, or maybe you put up a Facebook Live and you get like 2 comments, right? Or maybe like, and I mean, sometimes that happens, but if it happens consistently, it's probably falling on deaf ears. Like nobody's listening, nobody's catching the replay, nobody's caring at all, right? So then what does that mean? That you need to really start getting clear on your target audience. All right, so you can target those people. Now, for those of you, you're like, man, I would love to do that, but I don't know how. Check this out. I got a resource for you. You can go ahead, go over to, and I'm going to read the web address for you. Go over to nomoreworkdaygrind.com/marketing. And of course, I'll make sure I put that down in the comments for you as well. It's nomoreworkdaygrind.com/marketing. All right. And I'll make sure I put a link down there for you guys. So, and basically you could go over there, and that, I mean, you're going to get plugged into, basically the #1 marketing training platform on the planet, in my opinion. You know what I mean? That's my opinion. All right. Absolutely, Vix. So that's what you could do now. Now, what's the third thing? Because I told you it's top 3 things us network marketers can learn, right? From the presidential campaign. Here's the third thing that we can learn. Check this out. We need to be thinking outside the box. This is what he did. This is what they his campaign people did. They started advertising on websites that they never had advertised before, right? And you like, why? Think about it. Think about it, baby. Think about it. Things have changed a little bit now because of the pandemic. Things have changed a little bit now, right? Meaning there's way more people that are online, online for their information, right? It's way more people, in the digital age now that are online looking for their information. They're online being entertained, right? So now they started advertising on websites like, and this is according to an article I read, like WebMD, Funny or Die, Pathos, Gear Patrol, and those sites, they what he did was they put ads on those websites. He put his political ads on those websites, right? So, it's not about, thinking that you need to just stay in your comfort zone, stick to the rivers and the lakes that you used to, right? You know what I mean? Y'all know that song, man. Put down a comment, tell me y'all know that song. Y'all better know that song, right? So what we can learn from this is, don't just look in the usual places, for your audience. Look at how things have changed, things have evolved, and things will continue to evolve. But things took a real sharp turn. I ain't gonna lie, man. It took a real sharp turn. Y'all know the truth. We was up there just chilling. We was chilling. People, had their jobs and everything. And next thing it's like, what? Unemployed? What? I mean, things happen real quick. It happened real fast. So now, what does that mean you do now? You start doing, like, instead of just looking at like Facebook organic traffic, you start incorporating some other type of marketing techniques, like, for example, because I know y'all want some examples, like text message marketing, right? People say it like, yeah, text get open more often and blah, 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 right? But it's a lot of times we hear this stuff, but we don't really take heed. Consequently, no lie, and this is before I even read this information, consequently, I picked up a platform, and I'm going to use it. I'm going to see how it does for me on text message marketing. So that's another thing I'm going to add on, because, and like I said, this was before I watched the information, I read the information, but it just makes sense, y'all. It makes sense. So what is that telling me and telling you? If you already been, looking at these things, if you already been looking into, like, man, maybe I should look into some paid ads, not solo ads. And I don't think I ain't read anything to say he did solo ads. So, but maybe you need to look into, doing video if you haven't, come out of your comfort zone. Look into some YouTube paid ads, some Facebook paid ads, basically some paid traffic, right? Look into actually targeting your audience. And actually, that marketing training platform that I told you about, they actually have training for Facebook paid ads as well. All right. And that's nomoreworkdaygrind.com/marketing. Like I said, I'll make sure I leave a link down below for you. All right. And you need to be getting even more direct with your target audience, right? And, it's like, what about direct mail, for example? You know, a lot of times, you know, I mean, we get a lot of stuff in the mail. You know, things done changed up a little bit. It's a lot more people at home right now. So guess what? They probably opening their mail now. You know what I'm saying? Because they're not leaving the house to go to the job. A lot of people, I'm saying, you know, some people are, but a lot of people aren't because of what's going on. So this is a way for you to like diversify some things. So this is what you can do. You can diversify some things, right? And these are just things that, you know, we learned just from the marketing techniques that Biden is using in his presidential campaign, right? So I didn't even you know, I didn't see an article about, you know, Trump and what he's doing, but I'm sure he has things going on as well. But my point is, y'all, my point is the top three things, right? That we need to be, you know, looking at this, not just to be entertained by the presidential election, right? Not just to be angered, because some people get angry, you know, not just to cheer, oh yeah, my guy's winning, right? You know, not just that, but learn something, right? Look at how they doing what they doing, right? And see how you actually, you know, need to be doing these things and preparing for these things, right? In your network marketing business. Because I showed nothing preparing. And like I said, before I even saw the article, you know, I started on preparing because I saw some things. I'm like, you know, boom, we're doing the Facebook marketing and everything, and that's cool, you know, but for one, organic just don't scale. Right? You got to step up at some point. You know, video is where it's at. So, you know, hence me on video, right? You know, the text marketing, you know what I'm saying? And the paid ads, the traffic, you know, the paid traffic, paid ads, not solo ads. Okay. YouTube, Facebook, you know, or whatever, you know, you're going to do TikTok. Yeah. You know, but the point of the matter is, like, these are the things that we need to be paying attention to, how we can come out of this better marketers. You feel me? Forget about, you know, it's not about who your political campaign candidate is. That's not what this is about. This is about how you can use the same strategies and come out of this a better network marketer, have a better business, and get to whatever, you know, goal that you're trying to get to faster. Because these guys done spent the money, right, to do the research, to see the platforms they need to be on, right? YouTube, Facebook, the fact that they need to target their audience, right? So come on now. What makes us think that we don't need to be doing these things when we hear it all the time? So hopefully my whole goal, you know, for this video right here, for doing this live for you guys, is to bring awareness to the things that we've been hearing, but hopefully now it won't be falling on deaf ears. So if you found some value from this, whether you're watching it, you know, on Facebook, whether you're watching on YouTube, you know, and of course, after I finish this, I'll put some links down there for you guys. But if you're watching this and you find some value from this, if you're watching on Facebook, give me some hearts, throw it up, baby. You know, show me some love. And if you happen to be watching on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Go ahead. Come on now. Show me some love. Hit the subscribe button. All right. And like I said, once this ends, I'll make sure you guys have a link to that, like literally the best marketing training system in, you know, in the universe, right? In my opinion. Okay, in my opinion. All right. So you guys can start doing some of these things, learning how to do these things properly so you can increase in your network marketing business. All right. Other than that, guys, I appreciate you coming out. Y'all already know, every Wednesday, 5:30 p.m. Eastern, this is what we're doing. You know, come in, Ask Coach D session. Other than that, you already know this Coach D, baby, what we're going to do. We're going to take the right to the top. All right. And we